Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I am talking to my friend, Linda McDonald, who is the owner of Beach Body Design Personal Trainer in Seal Beach, California. She's a personal trainer and she's a nutritionist and she's a friend of mine. And I have not seen you in person for like 6 weeks, at least, it seems like.
I know, right? We haven't had to put on jeans in 6 weeks, so.
I know. Well, I'm wearing my workout top that I wore today when I walked my dogs for 3.2 miles. So I'm trying to stay active.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, so I like the fact I don't have to wear, a fancy top when I do my Zoom meeting with you. I can be casual, which I always prefer.
I'm wearing mine too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How's everything going? How are you staying connected with your clients during COVID?
We're doing some Zoom workouts. And as I was saying before, my studio does not have Wi-Fi. I've been in my studio, personal training studio, for 27 years. And the studio doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I am using my bedroom directly behind me. You'll see the closet doors. That's where I work out and do the trainings with my clients when I do the Zoom. So it's really an easy kind of thing to do. You need a minimal amount of equipment. We're using straps, a ball. We have a foam roller here. I've got a mat, and we have a couple of weights. And we do full body workouts, usually 30 to 45 minutes. And that's been really fun. And it's been a challenge at the same time. You have to completely rethink. We are, generally speaking, we do a lot of Pilates work, and we do a lot of Pilates on the Pilates equipment itself. So it's, we're changing things up and changing things around and giving people different options for some of the things that we can do when they can't come into the studio and yet still want to be maintaining their workouts. For so many of our clients, it's not a matter of weight or appearance. So many of our clients, we train clients, our oldest is 94. And they need to move, and they need to stretch, and they need to stay strong. So we need to be able to keep our clients going through this time until they can come back in and we can work with them in person and keep them safe as well.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
So do you have any tips for family members that are trying to keep their older loved one fit, and they don't happen to be a personal trainer? There's certain things that certain exercises that you recommend or activities that would be good for an older adult?
Yes, there's a lot of things. As we all know, some of the things that are the most important are being able to get up and down out of a chair. So with your loved ones, if you're Zooming with them, while you're talking to them, you can say to them, all right, now sit down. Okay, now stand up. Okay, now sit down. Okay, now stand up. This is the most functional exercise that an older human being can do. Otherwise, you're going to have to get the chair that launches them out, is being able to get them up and down out of the chair. And if they have a hard time, things you can help them with is to place their hands on their thighs and help push themselves up with their hands to help them come up to sitting. Some of the other things, other than just sit and stand, and that's strengthening your lower body and that's helping, is have them get just a couple of soup cans and do some real light exercises with the soup cans for the biceps, keeping their arms strong so that they can pick things up if you can't go over and help them with it. That's helpful as well. The other thing that's very, very important is their balance. Do not let them try anything without a support in front of them. But for those that need some help, I'm going to lower this down just a little bit. I need to see a little bit more. So I've got a ball back here as well, and a cat. And there's the cat. So
I didn't realize the cat was an essential part of the workout routine there.
It is. It's very essential. It's actually an additional weight. So things you can do also to strengthen, for strength and balance, is have them just come up on their toes, up and down, like this, always holding on to the back of the chair. And then the other one is just pick up a leg and try to balance, but always have that chair in front of them so that if they need it, they can hold on to it. Things that we realize with older people, and when I say older people, we actually start to lose the ability to keep our balance when we start doing a lot of lateral moves side to side. So you can just have them step side to side, and that helps. The other thing that's really good for older people holding on with one hand is to step and push back to feet together. So step forward, push back. It's that feeling of falling, but being able to save themselves at the same time. So any of those kinds of things, side, forward, back, easy things. But those easy things can really save them from falling when you can't be with them. And, you know, give them enough strength to be able to do the things they need to do until we can all get back together again.
Yeah, and they're easy enough that you can watch them and make sure they do it right. Or you could actually do it together.
You can do it with them.
Whatever age you can do that. I mean, I probably need to work out a little bit more, and I can do the standing up, sitting down, especially with all the Zoom meetings we're doing nowadays. We're just sitting here in front of our computer.
Exactly.
It can't hurt, right?
It won't hurt.
Cool.
It certainly can't hurt. So those are some things to do with older people.
I love it. And everyone should know Linda's also taking care of her 90-year-old dad.
Or 94.
So firsthand knowledge, 94. So she has firsthand knowledge on how to do these things to try and keep your older parents active.
Yes, and healthy at the same time.
Yeah.
You've got to keep them very healthy. So, you know, another thing that we do, that I'm doing, because I got bored one day, because what else you can do during a pandemic, is I put out a challenge to my friends and family and clients for us to accomplish 100 miles walking, running in 30 days. That sounds like a lot, but it's 3.3 miles a day for 30 days. You could split it up. If you're not really active, you can split it up into a morning and an evening. You can do it with your kids, with your husband, by yourself, you know, however you do it. And so we have a couple of ways to stay connected during this challenge. I have about 18 people doing the challenge with me now. We're at day 11 today, and everybody's doing really, really well, and they're all very excited about it. And so I have a group that's on Facebook, and we do a Facebook Messenger stream. And then I have a group I have a lot of people that are on Instagram. They're not on Facebook, or they just aren't connected that way. So there's an app, and there's probably more than one app, but the app that we're using right now is called Runkeeper. It's a GPS app. So you set the app as soon as you walk out the door, you push start, and it GPSes where you go, and you push stop and you save it. And the fun thing with the app, the Runkeeper, is you can create your own challenge and invite your friends to join your challenge. So once they join the app, you become friends with them. And then all my friends that have the app on the Runkeeper, we have a feed that we can see and make comments and like the fact that they've finished each one of these runs or walks every time they do them. And it keeps us connected. It keeps us active. We do a scavenger hunt. So I didn't tell you this, Christine. So we have scavenger hunts. We do scavenger hunts. So while you're out on your walk, you need to look for a funny license plate. You have to look for a beautiful flower garden. You have to look for a funny garden sculpture. You have to see if you can find, here's what we found. We found in Long Beach, on a street, near Appian Way, a gentleman is a certified farmer and is selling produce out of his yard.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, you just don't know. So it could be funny boat names. So we pick these scavenger, it could be a shovel. It can be find somebody who's got inappropriate holiday decorations up. So who still has something from Halloween, or who still has, so you can kind of pick whatever you want. who's got a fun, brightly colored front door, you know? So pick these things, and then everybody kind of does while they're out on their walk, they've got something to look for. They come back in, and here's what we found on our walk today. So it keeps everybody motivated and up and happy and out there moving. So
Yeah.
that's a fun thing to do with this time frame, and it's pretty easy to do.
Yes. I mean, it's also important because if you're stuck at home, you see the same four walls or the same four people. You're not connected with your friends, your other family members. So that's a good way to actually have, you know, communication with the outside world, and how fun to look for different things. Probably makes your friends or your clients go to different neighborhoods, right? Because I know what's in my neighborhood, and I don't think I'd find inappropriate holiday decorations or a farmer selling vegetables in his front yard.
I know, right? You know, I head out the door, and I'm like, okay, where am I going to go now? I will drive a short distance. I did go down to Corona del Mar, drove down to Corona del Mar, and thought I'm just going to walk down there because it's fun, it's different. And realized that there's literally no place to go to the restroom. So do be careful about how far you want to go out of your neighborhood. But you know, we'll do Signal Hill one day, or we'll pick a neighborhood and go through the neighborhood, and we'll, you know, do different things and get you out, get you finding new things. And we've done a few of the walks several times, and every time we do it, we're like, there's something new. Long Beach, City of Long Beach has got on their nextdoor.com has for young people to find the teddy bears. So people put teddy bears in their gardens, in their windows, in their doorways. So you'll walk in a neighborhood and you'll spot 6 or 7 teddy bears. And so that's something that they are doing for the young people that are riding their bikes, skateboarding, being with their parents out walking and running. So all these kinds of things, you can kind of get an idea of what might work for you and your neighbors, and keep everybody.
And that's just so clever to come up with something like that to get people outside, because, you know, people tend to be competitive and figure, oh, I'm going to find the most teddy bears today, or the most unusual teddy bears. So that's cool. Neat. So on your Facebook website, do you have any videos of like the services you provide or workouts or anything like that yet?
I do have I have videos of the workouts. I've got some videos of our new Fit Spring system that we installed this year, that when we open back up, I think people are going to really, you know, I think we're going to do very well when we open back up, because we will be able to service people in a much more private environment than some of the main gyms. I've already talked to several people who have told me they're just not going to go back to their big gym. They're just not comfortable with it. And I think it'll be a while before the comfort levels back up again. But we will be able to work with people on a much more individual and in a safe environment. We'll do forehead temperature checks for probably the very ongoing future until we're clear with the vaccination for this thing. So we'll be doing temperatures, we do disinfectant, we're working with people one-on-one, we can wear masks, we're doing everything possible that we will be able to do when we need to reopen. And we've got Pilates, we've got Fit Springs, we've got weights, we've got balls. We do pretty much everything out of the studio that you could hope for.
Yeah, and her studio is really nice, and it's big enough where you guys could spread out the trainer and your client, so they can feel comfortable and not being afraid that they might get COVID or, you know, what have you. So that's good.
Yeah.
So now you're also a nutritionist.
Yes.
And I know people are joking about, you know, the COVID-15 or the COVID-20.
COVID-19.
Yeah, and they're trying to come up with clever words, and I mean, like, covered words or phrase for the pounds that you may be gaining, and hopefully not. But so do you have any suggestions on that, or have your clients contacted you and asked you any kind of questions about how to maintain their weight during this time?
I've got some really very simple ways. You know, even I'm home more than I'm used to. And it has thrown my eating schedule a little bit off. So I think the best thing I can tell you is make a schedule. And I'm trying to be very careful about keeping a schedule for myself. I like to cook. I love to cook. I've held cooking classes for years. I was in the restaurant business, hotel restaurant business for years. So food is a huge part of my life. And thank God I work out for the most part. But I love really good and really healthy food. It's thrown me a little bit backwards because I am used to going to the store on a fairly regular basis. I want to do this tonight, I want to do that. Now I'm trying to go once every 14 days, if that. I need fresh produce though. And we all need fresh produce. And I find that I don't care where I get the produce, it's not going to last me fresh for 14 days. Now I do, frozen vegetables are great. So you can keep a good supply of frozen vegetables in your freezer for when you need them. But I'm doing a produce box. Or you can go to our little certified farmer who's down on Bayside over here. But I'm doing a produce box. So I ordered a produce box from an online company. And I was not happy with the selection and what we got. So I'm that person that I am driving down to Rogers Garden in Newport Beach every Wednesday afternoon, and they're putting together with their farmers these beautiful produce boxes. And my produce, I get fresh produce. I take a shower, I do my hair, I put on my makeup, I get in my car, I roll the windows down, and I drive down to Rogers Garden via Pacific Coast Highway, looking at the ocean all the way, and I pull up and I pop my trunk. I never get out of the car, I never wear a mask. They put the produce box in the back of my car, and I come back home again. So then I have a produce box, and I'm like, I need to know what to make with all that produce. And I can't let any of it go to waste. We have become a zero waste household. So the whole point is to be zero waste. And so we can't let anything go. I don't care if it's a lettuce leaf, we have to use it. So you can kind of play that game in your own household with fresh produce. Don't let anything go to waste. Become the zero waste, and you have to use that fresh produce no matter what. I am literally, I call it dining out, which is where we get food either delivered or I go pick it up and bring it in. I'm only doing that every 14 days. It's another that we eat out every couple of weeks. Put yourself on a schedule. Breakfast. Sit down and have breakfast. Don't just wander around the house with a jar of peanut butter and a spoon. Sit down and have a couple of eggs. Have a banana. But then schedule your lunch and have lunch. And especially with everyone home, as you are with your kids, schedule lunch. And everybody in the kitchen, make lunch, whether it's sandwiches or salad or whatever it is you're going to do. Make the lunch, have lunch together, do the dishes, move on to the afternoon. Schedule time to everybody get out and go do something active. Come back and let's all get in the kitchen and make dinner. Let's do something for dinner. So for me, my schedule is I'm up in the morning. I do my workout. I come back. I have breakfast. I usually eat a light lunch. Then I'm doing some Zoom clients. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Do something else in the afternoon. I don't turn the television on before 5 o'clock. It keeps me focused, working, doing what I need to do, connecting with clients, so I don't get lost in that black hole of daytime television, which some people can get lost in. So make a schedule and stick to the schedule. You really need that routine that's missing. Include activity, include being all together, making good food, real food, It's not like we can just run out and go to a restaurant or something. So now's the time. Make sure you get plenty of fresh produce, and then practice that zero waste household. It's a lot of fun. It will get you out of your rut and into making some really fun, fresh things. So I think that's a big plus.
Cool. Well, you've come up with like creative ideas for food. You have obviously new creative ideas for your clients so that they can continue to work with you. I like your 100-mile challenge. I think that's brilliant. I mean, how fun to be able to work out with your friends, even though they may not be physically next to you. So I appreciate your time and doing this video with me. I am going to be looking out for your 1990s exercise video that I hope that you do with the leg warmers and, and the tights, because I might actually work out to that. That would be fun. I think a lot of people would like that feel.
You could.
And you have tons of energy and a great personality, so I know that it would be a lot of fun to do. So I'm going to keep checking your Facebook page to see if that video is up there.
I've got to. It is actually on YouTube. We have the Beach Body Design channel, and they're all up there. And
okay.
You might recognize some people in it.
Okay, well, I'm going to go check it out on YouTube. Okay, Beach Body Design on the YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to check that out and see if I find you and see who else is in those videos with you.
Sounds fun. Thanks for the call and the Zoom, and love you, and take care, and we'll talk soon.
It was nice catching up with you, and hopefully I get to do it actually in person next time. Okay, take care.
All right. You too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.